Hi, I'm at Carpentish. This is a pond located in the Alt-Treptow region, which is just behind the largest Soviet memorial in Berlin. Now, when you walk around this pond, you'll find a lot of signs that forbid bathing and fishing, but you won't find any placard or even a mention of what happened here in the summer of 1896. Except for this garden entrance sign, which you have to really look for, which says there was an ethnological exhibition over here. One part of the first German colonial exhibition took place on a patch of land around this pond. From May 1st to October 15, 1896, 106 black men, women, and children were brought from Germany's then African colonies and showcased here for a paying German audience. This was done to increase the support for the German colonial expansion. The so called participants of this exhibition were put up in makeshift villages that were set up around this pond. Now, these makeshift villages had straw topped homes to resemble a Togo village or even skull adorned houses on stilts. This Völkerschau, in absolutely crude terms, was nothing but a human zoo. For 50 pfennigs, German families and school children were allowed to gape at these men, women, and children who were expected to put up a show, pose for photos, and were not even allowed to have their meals in peace. Artisans from the native African colonies were also expected to do things like pottery or weaving rugs for the benefit of the audience. There are even records of war games being played out between Swahili and Maasai nations people. In total, there were around 2 million visitors that saw this exhibition. The participants of this show were paid around 20 Deutsche Marks per month. Now, that's a laughable amount when you consider that the guides of these exhibitions were paid 10 Deutsche Marks a day. Most of the participants who came from the African colonies to Berlin did so on their own expenses, and a majority of them did not even know what kind of work they were expected to do, least of all being exhibited to a German audience. After the exhibition was over, around 3 people died, and most of the others went back home in the then German colonies in Africa. But the practice of human zoos would continue for many more years in different parts of Germany as well as Europe. A man named Karl Hagenbeck would actually make a business out of human zoos, and his name unfortunately still adorns the Hamburg Zoo. Of the 106 Africans who participated in the first German colonial exhibition, around 20 decided to stay back, and one of them, Quain Martin de Bobe from Cameroon, would go on to successfully complete his apprenticeship as a locksmith and become the first black train conductor in the Bayfrau game. Now, Berlin is known for its culture of remembrance, and you see that all around you when it comes to the World War II and the Nazi history. But this dark chapter of the German colonial history was only brought to light in the 2020s, and that too because of initiatives that were led by black activists and organizations. The Treptow Museum, which is not very far from here, has an exhibition called Zurückgeschaut that has an entire room dedicated to the biographies of most of the participants of this human zoo. So if you have a spare afternoon, do go to this museum and read the poignant biographies of the people from Africa who participated in this human zoo. And to learn more about the German colonial history, do take a walking tour with us in the African Quarter every weekend. Thank you.